The court administration, in cooperation with Lithuanian Courts Administration and the Ministry of Justice and Public Administration of the Republic of Croatia, has implemented the project Development of Judicial Cooperation in Criminal Matters. The goal of the project is to promote the cooperation of court institutions in criminal matters and to facilitate the effective and harmonized application of mutual recognition instruments of the European Union in the field of recognition and enforcement of judgments, as well as to develop a common approach to case law, enforcing penalties imposed by the judicial authorities of the member states of the European Union. The project is based on two framework decisions of the Council of the European Union, namely, on the application of the principle of mutual recognition to judgments in criminal matters, imposing custodial sentences or measures involving deprivation of liberty for enforcement in the European Union, and on the application of the principle of mutual recognition to such judgments and probation decisions that are provided to monitor probation measures and alternative sanctions. Within the project, a summary of case law was developed, which was presented in seminars to judges as well as court employees in various regions of Latvia, several cities of Lithuania, and Zagreb, the capital of Croatia. The summary of the case law is available in the Latvian, Lithuanian, Croatian, and English languages. One contact person was also appointed in the Latvian courts as an expert in matters related to both framework decisions of the Council, using the principle of training of trainers. The summary of the case law is available at tiesas.lv and on the website of the Court Administration, ta.gov.lv. Framework Decision 2008/909 and its most essential elements. Increasingly more often, citizens of other member states of the European Union are being sentenced in the member states applying custodial sentences or measures involving deprivation of liberty. The framework decision of the Council of the European Union sets out the result to be achieved by the member states in creating a system for returning persons sentenced in another member state back for serving the sentence to the member state according to the nationality of the sentenced person, where the relevant person lives, or to another member state which the sentenced person is related to. The framework decision of the Council of the European Union sets out how member states should cooperate with each other in recognizing a judgment, which facilitates the resocialization of the sentenced person when serving a custodial sentence imposed by another member state of the European Union, by transferring the sentenced person and other rules. The framework decision of the Council of the European Union sets out how member states should organize the transferring of the judgment and the certifying documents, as well as the procedures for the recognition of the judgment and the enforcement of the sentence. The framework decision of the Council of the European Union applies to any custodial sentence or measure involving deprivation of liberty, which is imposed on the basis of criminal proceedings for a fixed or indefinite period of time for the commitment of a criminal offense. If another member state of the European Union requests pre-trial detention before sending the judgment and the certifying document, the Ministry of Justice informs the relevant member state about the application of the pre-trial detention and requests the judgment and the certifying document within 18 days. Section 770, Part 3 of the Criminal Procedure Law. Framework Decision 2008/947 and its most essential elements. The framework decision of the Council of the European Union was developed to enable a person convicted in another member state to serve the sentence in the member state, which facilitates the person's ability to reintegrate into the society. The goal of the framework decision is to facilitate the resocialization of the convicted persons by improving the protection of victims and society as a whole, and to facilitate the application of probation measures and alternative sanctions to offenders not residing in the sentencing state. Each member state of the European Union has determined which authority or authorities are competent under its national law to act in accordance with this framework decision when it is the sentencing state or the executing state. Taking into account the principle of mutual recognition on which the framework decision is based, the member state of adoption and enforcement should endeavor to ensure that their competent authorities have direct contact in the application of this framework decision. If and whenever it is considered appropriate, the competent authorities of the sentencing state and of the executing state may consult each other with the goal to provide correct and effective application of the framework decision. Project development of judicial cooperation in criminal matters is implemented from April 2019 to March 2021. The total funding of this project slightly exceeds 100,000 euros, 80% of which is covered by the European Commission.